Guys, welcome back to another episode of the Pelican Sports Report. And the Dugout is a little different take. We've got volleyball in the house tonight, and one of the legends around the area, Coach J.T. Dunbar, is in here with us, Coach. And man, tell me about what's going on in the volleyball world.
It's exciting. It's a fast-paced sport that our girls have really taken to. They work really hard to put themselves in a position to be successful really quickly, and it's because of their hard work. But it's something we started 3 years ago, and like I said, we've kind of climbed up pretty quickly, and it's generated a lot of excitement. Last year we were 23-4, and in our second season, we advanced to the second round of the playoffs, and this year expectations are even that much more higher.
Well, that's got to be pretty pleasing to go in just 3 years to have that kind of quality. Because look, we're in Central Louisiana; it's not had a big focus, but south and north of here, the volleyball is strong, especially that Lafayette region on there too. And you guys are catching right up.
We are, right now we're the only public school to come out in the top 16 basically.
Wow.
Last year in our division. It's very dominated by private schools.
Right.
And so it's something that we're still trying to catch up to. Last year we strengthened the schedule, and we were able to play some of those schools. We were able to compete well against some of those schools. We were able to beat some of those schools.
Right.
So this year we hope to continue to close the gap, and we have a goal of making it to the Cajun Dome, which is the third round of the playoffs, and so it's exciting.
Look, anybody that knows your history, I don't think anything less than playing for a title comes up when it's time to start the season off.
Well, we try to do it the right way.
Right. Well, there you have it. Let's meet some of the girls that you brought with us. Some of these young ladies here, very spirited when they come in, I'll tell you that. And I think you brought one senior, a sophomore, and the rest juniors, so let's meet them.
Well, this is our only senior here. This is Emma Bryant.
Okay.
I guess I'll speak for her, and then she'll speak for herself. But she's a senior setter for us this
Right.
year.
Right.
And this is Emiana DeSales. She's a junior, and she's also our other setter. So these are our two setters.
Okay. So we'll start with you. As a senior on there, too, is this your first year on the team, or were you through those other teams?
I've been on the team since it started, yeah.
Tell me about what it was when they said, hey, we're going to start a volleyball team here.
Well, it was definitely new, I mean, Marksville, you only hear about football, really. Volleyball was a new thing. It was fun. Got to meet all these special girls. Yeah.
And so you were a sophomore at that point when you started that off. So it was, was that one of those things you'd played before? Or was that something you said, hey, it's coming, let's go try this?
I've never touched a volleyball before. I mean, on vacation, I did beach volleyball, but that's it.
That's a little bit of a
Very
difference
new.
on there, too. All right, so how about you? How long have you been a member of the team?
Like Emma, like when we first started, yeah.
So, okay, so as a freshman, then you started. What was it that you said, hey, you know what, I think I want to give this a try?
We was like in the gym and just playing volleyball with the balls, and it was like, hey, Coach Dunbar, we should do a team. And there you went.
I can kind of see that playing itself out. You're out there just hitting around. It's like, hey, let's get a team. And he says, okay, why not?
Mm-hmm.
Coach, is that about how it went down?
So actually, that's why we have several of our juniors here, and they were in the 8th grade.
Right.
And actually, she's correct. It actually all started in PE. I stepped out of the football realm, and I was actually acting assistant principal the year that I stepped out of football, and then the next year I'm like, I don't want to do that anymore.
Right.
So I really wasn't interested in administration, so I just went straight to the gym, and I wasn't coaching anything at the time. Actually, just trying to enjoy my time. And we started playing volleyball in PE, and I had a group of 8th graders that are now juniors. They were actually pretty decent at it for just playing it for the first time, especially in PE. And a couple of them came up to me, just as Emiana said, why don't we have a team here? And of course, my wheels started to spin.
Instantly.
I'm kind of bored right now, so I think this would be a good idea. And so it just really took off out of PE.
What are some of the memories that you ladies have had on this too? You hear about all these different, the bus rides home, the games, these things. What is it about these volleyball trips outside of maybe the game that's exciting for you?
To bond with the girls and like to cherish every moment that we have and to win a game.
Look, those are all important things. Is there a memory that you have on your couple of years that you've been playing, or this is year 3? Is there's some memories that you've had in there?
Probably when we win like a really big game and the bus ride home. It's just we're very hyped,
It doesn't change sport to sport, does it?
That's right.
The
That's
bus
right.
ride home is always a
It's
lot of
def-
fun.
it's definitely is.
What's one game that you look back and said, man, that was a lot of fun? It could be a win, could be a loss, but it might just be something that really stuck out to you.
I'm not sure. Really, all of them.
Okay,
Yeah.
every one of them.
I think y'all can probably think of a couple.
Look,
Pretty exciting. So.
the beauty of this is we can chop a lot of things up too, so they can help you from the crowd. This is like a game show where you just get to shout and help the crowd.
Probably Leesville, because they were very we were going really at it with them. They were.
Going
Yeah.
back and forth
We
with
went
their
5 sets with them. It was very hype.
Yeah.
That would have
Very
been the year before last. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we went 5 sets against them, and then last year it's kind of become, I don't know if you call it a rival or not. But, last year at their place, we won in 3 sets, but they their fans were really rambunctious and generated a lot of excitement, and our girls fed off of that. And it was really excited and proud of the way that they reacted to that environment.
Look, when you start getting those rivalries and you get in the gym, because the gyms are very intimate places. I mean, it can get loud in there too. Was it was the crowd getting crazy?
Mhm.
Oh yeah. Every time we made a point, they'd try to talk down on us, but we
Yeah.
just came back.
Who knew it was that intense?
It was
I think
one of
that's
those
great.
security needed games.
Wow, I think that's great. All right, so what do you think that you have learned from the time that you were just picking it up or playing beach volleyball that you've learned today that makes you a better player?
Probably confidence. You really need a lot of confidence in yourself, and everybody helps you, picks you up. You make a mistake, we all tell each other it's okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Has there been one thing that you think that your skill in the game has gotten better? If there's something you're setting, is anything else that you think that you've gotten better at?
Yeah, my blocking.
Okay.
Mhm.
We'll go see your mom when you're getting ready for that, and you just know it's coming.
Just to jump up.
That explains it. Look, there's the problem. That's why I can't do it. Yeah. So that spike is coming, and you're
Yeah.
there to put it back. How's that feeling with Sue? Because on the other side of it, they think that they've got one, and they're about to spike, and you just the other way. Does that give you a little motivation on it?
Yeah.
I love that. All right, so you're going into this season. What's the expectations? And you've got your group together. You've got the Jamboree coming up. What are your thoughts getting ready for this year?
To win.
Yeah.
Every game?
Yep.
I love it.
Undefeated.
Compete, teamwork. Yes.
Coach, how is it? You spent a lifetime coaching football, coaching these guys on there too, and it's got to be a little bit of a difference.
It is, but I've always said that coaching is coaching.
Right.
Whether it's experienced as a head baseball coach
Right.
years ago.
Right.
I think that obviously knowledge of the game and that type of thing is important, but I think it's more about coaching with passion.
Right.
It's more about teaching these girls that it's bigger than the game, and all of the things that come along with it. And I think that we just kind of transition that. Of course,
Right.
it is a difference coaching girls from coaching boys.
Right.
But
Which group listens better?
well, here's one thing that I'll tell you.
Right.
The difference that I've always, and I tell this to people all the time. Say, what's the biggest difference between boys and girls? I said, honestly, girls will say I can't more often than boys. They
Mhm.
like to use that as a pre-notion that I can't do something,
Mm-hmm.
but they do it, and they
Right.
do it 100 miles an hour.
Right. Look,
They like to say they can't, but you have to challenge them. A boy at times, when they say they can't, they can't.
they can't. Right.
And they may not try, but it's a little different with girls. They at times will say they can't, but when they're challenged to do it, they're going to do it. And they're going to do it 100 miles an hour.
There you go. All right, last question for you. Is there a game, if you've seen the schedule, that you look around there and go, that's the one I'm waiting for. This is going to be fun.
LCA. Yeah.
Wow, that was quick. That's a good. What is it about LCA that does it?
We just need to compete more and I don't know.
We were so close to being on
Yeah.
last year. I mean, we're right there with them. We're gonna get it.
And
this
that's
year.
one of those
Yeah.
quality Lafayette teams. I mean, that's a good one, Coach. When you see that inspiration that they have, that encouraging words they have for that, what does that make you
Well, it feels good because, again, we started this group really young, so unfortunately we had to put girls in the court that probably weren't ready to play because they weren't age ready to play.
Right.
And it's our first year playing them, we had a lot of freshmen and young girls that, just probably
learning the
weren't
game.
ready for that environment.
Right.
And so there was a little bit of an intimidation factor.
Right.
Last year we bounced back, and you can see the growth mentally and physically that they felt that they can compete with them, and we did compete with them. We just need to learn how to get over the hump. That's our next next step. In every set, as they said, it was competitive. Mid set, we actually had the lead. I think in all 3 sets that we played them, both in the playoffs and in the regular season. We just now need to learn how they've been in that situation before, and they handled themselves better than what we did.
Right.
So now's the next step, and I think that we'll be ready with a group of girls that now have more experience. They're older, they're more mature. So we have expectations to not just get out there and compete with them, but to get out there and beat them and win a district championship, because they're the team up there that everybody wants, that everybody's shooting for, So that's the team we're trying to hunt, and we'll see where it falls this year.
All right, Coach, we've got a couple of juniors that you have. Why don't you introduce those for us?
Well, this is a junior middle hitter and also outside hitter, Kennedy McDaniel, and junior Isabella Brissett, that's also an outside hitter for us.
All right. For those that are new to the sport, explain your roles in the games and what you're doing.
Okay, so my job as a middle, my priority is to block and play defense.
Mm-hmm.
I help slow the ball down so our back row players can get a better read on the ball and have a better ability to get to a ball. Instead of it being hit so hard at them, I could get a block touch and it could be slowed down, and we could get a good pass and then a set and then a kill.
Okay.
So
Our outsides are pin hitters who that's your main player on the court who's getting that point over for your team after your back row and your setter's doing your defense and you have to end that play.
So those that are new to the sport, there's a lot going on. It's just not hitting the ball back and forth a couple of times and going. It seems like there's as much as a high-powered offense on there. So at any time during a play, how much stuff's going on in your mind?
So much stuff, you have to watch the serve when it first starts. Is it short, deep? Who's it going to? And then
transitioning back and forth. You just don't ever just stop. You have to keep going
and
until
then
your plays.
When you're going to hit, you're oh, should I go to the center? Should I go to the libero? Should I tip it or hit it? It's so many different things you have to
All that
think
while
about.
the ball's
still in the air.
Look, anybody that is watching this that's not ever seen that or played that, you need to go check that out. All right, so we talked to a couple of other young ladies on there about their time on the team. How's it been for y'all? How long have you been on there?
We have
Since
both been
day
on
one.
the team since day one.
I bet there's a lot of good chemistry with y'all hitting the ball. You kind of read each other's minds, don't you, when you're out there? I can see that right away, the teamwork is there. Coach, tell me about these two.
So both of them, again, just like the rest of them, were very raw whenever they came out the first time. And I remember Kennedy, I'll speak on her first. Whenever she first came out, she actually came to us from the SAS, and I think she'll admit to you that she had some uncertainty and some nervousness, and even considered not trying out.
Right.
Just like a lot of them didn't know what volleyball was all about, and she's come such a long way as just a multi-purpose player for us. She's a great middle, but she's also played the pin positions, the outside, and she's improved her back row ability tremendously. Since last year, she's really worked hard. She's going to camp. She's plays to a ball. She's able to do those kind of things because of the hard work that she's put in. Bella, as you can see, is whenever you look at most hitters on the other side, and especially against the better teams that we play, you're going to see a lot of length, a lot of height.
Right.
One thing about Bella, she probably has the best swing on the team. She really generates a lot of power in her swing. Everything's got to be right with her as an undersized hitter. The steps have got to be right. The timing has got to be right. Someone like Kennedy has got a little bit more length, has a little bit more room for error, where she can make some adjustments in the air or to a bad set or whatever. With Bella, things have really got to be good. So she's got to be technically sound, and she's really improved that in her game. But not only her ability to hit, she had that last year, and she's improved on that. But her ability to tip at the net, her ability to play defense, that wasn't there as much so last year as where she is right now. And both of these girls are also, you talk about the game, and you a lot of times you don't talk about the service game. That's
Right.
It's kind of like in basketball, a free throw.
Right.
You know, I mean,
That's right.
How many people pay attention to a free throw? You know, it's all about all the action that goes on in between. In volleyball, you know,
Until you put one in the net.
You're going to win, right?
Right.
You're going to win and lose a lot of games based upon your ability to serve and
Right.
put it in spots and your ability to serve and receive. Those two things right there. If you do those two things well, you have a great chance of being successful every time out.
Let's address a couple of those things that he talked about in there. One, the confidence that you came in with, or the uncertainty, I guess, to start with, and the way that your confidence. Take me through that.
So I played softball my whole life, and then my mom had actually seen on Facebook that he posted volleyball tryouts, and like in Central Louisiana, you don't hear about volleyball, but when you do, it's tall girls. Like you need to be athletic, and then my mom's like, Kennedy, that's you. Like, I think you should try out. I was like, I don't know, Mom. Like, I go to a different school. Like, it would just be really hard.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so my 8th grade year, we just practiced that year. And then by my freshman year, I became a role player, and I was like, I'm going to transfer. So, and as I transferred, I got closer with the girls. Like, workouts were easier. Everything was just better. So I was like, it's good now.
And so now, if you had to go back and tell your 8th grade self something, what do you tell her?
Trust the process. Like, I was really bad in the beginning. Like,
so what does your 8th grade self tell you now then?
It's just like, I don't know. As a tall person, you need to have more body stability.
I don't understand that. Just if you, yeah.
Like, well, I don't know. Like, I just look so linky, but now that like I was lifting, I got muscle, and it's just like you can tell the difference of like just how athletic I am compared to what I was in 8th grade.
It sounds like that growth is there. Are there plans after this is over with, maybe to pursue something at another level?
Yes. So I play travel ball,
right,
and in hopes of getting recruited, and like my recruiting journey's going good so far.
I love that. What are you hearing from? Just folks you can
psychologists.
Okay. Look, that's a process. Of course, we follow it in football, basketball, everything else, and that's very interesting. I'm gonna keep an eye on that. All right, on your side of it too, the technical approach to it, because like me, you're not going to just sky over everything. So, what part of your game brings that? What do you work on so much?
Well, as like a shorter hitter, like you have a lot of pressure on your back all the time. Like you have to always take the extra step, always be on your game. Like it's not like as easy as being a tall player and you can get there. Like you have to have everything perfect.
What are some of the things that you do in your daily workouts that help you?
Well, we do a lot of workouts, which keeps us like, I don't know, like athletic, I guess you could say.
Right.
Like some people, you look at them, you could just tell like they're not athletic. But working out helps us like we're in shape, or like, and then when we do plyometrics and verticals and stuff like it, get your jump up there.
You anyway. Okay, so you go back to that time when you're sitting around and you're saying, hey, why don't we have a volleyball team? Do you ever think it would lead into plyometrics, weightlifting, all the work? Look at it, no. But I mean, what do you think that's done for your games?
Well, it's definitely like most people complain about workouts and stuff. It is like something that takes a lot of your time. Like oh, I don't want to go work out, but like over time you see that change in your body and how you perform.
And like us as a team this summer, he doesn't work at the high school anymore. He has another job. And so we were like, we don't want to wait till afternoon to practice. So us as a team, we were like, let's practice at 4:30 in the morning. And a lot of people would.
When?
4:30.
Yeah, so you may want to clip that one too. So
wow.
I'll let her, and then you can come back on the whole morning gig.
So
and all
like,
that.
our team, like we're very strong mentally, and you could just tell like. If practice at 4:30, most of us were there by 4 o'clock. We're just like, we're ready to go. We want to work. Like, we want to see the improvement. We know what we have done has made us successful before, and we want to be even better. So we know to keep working.
I got to think that's such a good point of encouragement, though, is to, hey, here's a little bit that we've done. Here's the success we had.
Yeah.
Let's do a little more. and get a little more success and just outwork folks. Is that?
Yeah, that's our statement. Outwork everybody. Have it on shirts, on our boards in our rooms.
Seems like I need one of those shirts. That gum, I need one of those volleyball. Yeah, outwork. Yeah, Coach, speak to that a bit.
So, in the past, they're right. I did change jobs, so I'm no longer at the high school. I did that back in April. So at the end of the year, we had to make some adjustments, and I had to have someone else in that 4th block class as an assistant coach. But the good thing about it, they've been doing this program now for a while. So I hate to say it's on autopilot, but you just need someone to kind of look after them for safety measures and that type of thing.
Right.
So in the past, we always practiced during the summers from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. That was our same as football coach. As football coach was 7 a.m. to 10. As a volleyball coach was 7 a.m. to 10. It's just something I kind of did all my life. So can't do that because now I have a job.
Right.
I have to be at work. At 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah, that's right.
So we had transitioned to afternoon practices at 3:45. So that's what we're gonna have to do. I'll hurry up from work, get on the court, whatever. So about 1 weekend, they approached me and they was like, "We really want to do morning workouts." I was like, "Girls, I can." I was like, "You can't do the 7 to 10. What can we do earlier?" So
Right.
we realized, okay, to get at least 2.5 hours in, we'd have to start at 4:30. Let's do it. So of course I'm looking at them. I'm really looking at them side eye. I'm like, so here's the deal. I'm like, first off, I'm an early morning person, so it's not really gonna bother me a whole bunch.
Right.
But it may bother your parents that have to maybe get you here. Most of these girls here drive, but of course you start getting to your freshman class and stuff, it becomes a burden on parents.
Right.
And I'll be honest, I didn't think it was going to last, but because of some of those issues, not because of them showing up and that type of thing, but especially I was more worried about my young girls.
Right.
And they are there before I'm there. The first morning, at our first morning practice, I'm like, well, we're going to have at 4 a.m. practice.
Right.
Okay, we don't have to arrive quite as early. So even myself, I'm like, I'll make sure to get there for about 10 after 4 or 4.
No, they're not having it.
Well, I'm brushing my teeth, and it's like, I remember looking at my watch. It was like 3 minutes after 4, and I'm in the middle. I was like, then it's her, and I'm like, what's going on? Where are you? We're all going up. And I roll up.
How does that not surprise me?
I throw my clothes on, and I have all these headlights flashing at me from all the parents in the parking lot. I'm like, Jesus, man! I tell you, what have we created here? But so it's been great. They've really responded, and average 92%, and and whenever they're not there, it's because of a planned vacation. They know that they only have 4 workouts to miss for the summer in order to be part of the team, and they stick to
that's
that.
Awful.
They know they get rewarded for rewarded for perfect attendance. We have a whole bunch of girls that'll get that reward at the end of the summer, and we're really proud of them.
All right, Coach, got our final set that's in here too. Tell us about these 2 young ladies.
Well, we have sophomore Morgan Brantley. She's a middle blocker for us. And we have junior Grace Mosley. She plays the libero position.
Look, that's an interesting position. Those that aren't familiar with the libero, and I've been following volleyball for about 3 years now, covering what we do with it too. Explain that position.
So it's you're basically in like almost the whole game. Not many liberos serve, but I mean some do. That's like the only break that you can really get out of the game. It's a very, you play defense the whole game, and it's basically like when the other hitter's hitting on the side of the net, it's your job to get that ball up and get it to the setter.
Is that something that they suggested, or you said, hey, I want to try that?
That's just always been my position. It's always been the position that I'm good at, so. And
you get the cool other jersey too, don't you?
Yeah, I get to wear the opposite jersey than everyone else.
That's pretty cool. Coach, talk about these 2 young ladies.
So again, both of these girls have been with us from the beginning.
Right.
Morgan, actually, when we first started practicing, was a 7th grader, and she became with her height and stuff, she became a starter instantly for us as an 8th grader, and as her game has really grown. She too played club ball this past off season, which you can see the improvement level after doing that. Grace is one of those that's been a defensive specialist for us before in the past. We lost a really good libero in De'Ara Williams last year. That was a senior, and just really quick to the ball. And Grace has been next in line, especially playing that defensive specialist position. So they're very similar. The difference between is the defensive specialist is a is a legal sub.
Right.
They won't play as many rotations as a libero will.
Right.
But so now she's stuck into that mix, and she knows that in that position there's probably more pressure on you in that position than any other position, because the expectation levels are really high in that position. There's a lot of balls that we expect that libero to get to off of tips, off of serve receive. You're probably 80% of the time you're going to be involved in
Right.
that serve receive. So there's a lot of pressure at that position, and she's handled it really well. She's had a great off season as well.
Well, that's great. That's an interesting position. It certainly is. All right, so you're one of the youngest on the team. Is that right?
Kinda, yeah.
Okay.
For the upperclassmen, yeah.
Yes. All right. So these 4 a.m. practices, you got to get a ride to. You're not driving yourself there.
Well, now, yes.
Now
She's
you
just-
are?
She's a sophomore that just got her license.
How was it when they come up with that idea and said, "Look, we're going to practice at 4 in the morning"?
I told Coach I was like, being like one of the youngest, it's kind of like I'm expected to be like everyone else. So when Coach Dunbar, he looked at me, he was like, "Morgan, how are you gonna do it?" I was like, "I don't know, but I'm doing it. I'm gonna do it." So, and I have a younger sister on the team, and she was like, "Morgan, we cannot do this. Like, this is crazy."
So she's younger than you
Yeah.
on there. It's really, that's.
Yeah, she was like, "We cannot do this." I was like, "You're getting to practice. You're gonna get up and go to practice."
Well, that's an interesting point. Now, is there ever a time that you got to make a phone call to somebody that slept in and said, "Hey, get up, get over here"?
Her. Literally the
Oh,
other
well,
day.
how about that?
That's happened one time this
How
summer.
about that?
And
You only
one
get 3
time-
more.
And one time only this summer.
Okay.
So, and it was actually Morgan. So she
I
was
had
like-
no prior knowledge to that, I promise.
So I'm like, "Where's Morgan?" And then they said, "I don't know." So I called Morgan,
And your little sister too, then, because if she's coming with you,
Yeah, she.
and the answer that I got, you could tell she was totally out of it. She says, "What's going on?" I'm like, "I don't know. You tell me what's going on." That's the answer that I got whenever she
He called me and I was like, none of my alarms went off, nothing went off. And he calls me and he goes, "Morgan, where are you at?" I was like, "I'm sleeping." "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Get to practice now." And then Kennedy started calling me. And I had 5 minutes to get dressed. I went in my sister's room, got my sister up. She's like, "What's happening?" She's taking her time. I'm like, "Maddie, you got to come on. Like, go, girl." I said, "You can do your hair in the car." And I got to practice. My hair was a mess. Everybody's laughing at me. He said, "It
We
looks
have it on
like you
video."
just woke up."
Yeah, that was my next question. Tell me about the walk in the gym, because there's that point where you're getting out of the car and into the gym that's got to be worse than any of it, because the anticipation is
I
there.
told my sister, I said, "This is so embarrassing." I run into practice. Everyone's looking at me. All you hear is do 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 do. And I'm running in practice. And then he goes, "Get on the line now." He's like, "Got it."
And so your sister had to run too, even though she was just along for the ride?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's tough. I bet she wakes you up next time. So was it, okay, now maybe this was a Monday, and you hadn't had it the day before, and
Well, it was a Thursday. And the previous Wednesday we had
Yeah, you see, you can't even give her that.
I am trying so hard to find a way out of this for
I don't
you.
know what happened. I don't know if my lights went out, my alarm didn't go off. I don't know what happened. It was crazy.
Look, those are great stories. And we'll talk about another one too. The ladies earlier talked about games that they're looking forward to. Let's cover that with you. What is one of those that you've got circled on the schedule?
I'm definitely ready for Leesville because, like Jamboree said, they're kind of like our rival team.
Right.
Like, when we play them, their fans are really loud, our fans are really loud. So it's really fun to play. And I'm also excited for LCA because we were really close with them last year. They are a really good team, so I just think that we could eventually beat them.
Where's that game going to be this year?
Home? Or is it away?
That game this year is at LCA.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. How about you on the schedule when you see it? Besides
Pineville.
waking up at 4 a.m. What is
Pineville.
Pineville. Uh-oh,
So,
that's different. That's the first time we've heard it.
I played club with a lot of like the Pineville and
Mhm.
Ash girls. I'm
Mhm.
really excited to play them.
There you go. That's one of the cool things, I think, is that over the last few years you've seen an increase in the teams. I know Tioga just did some work on their gym to get the holes in the floor and get set up for that. I think they may have played a little bit there, but Pineville and Ash have had the teams too. You guys played them during the
We
year?
play them.
How's that been?
It's been really good.
So our first year our first year, Ash had their way with us, and Pineville, we had we lost to Pineville the first time we played them, and then came back, and that's why I was, even though it was our first year and we won some bigger games in regards to maybe teams with better records or whatever, but Pineville, towards the end of our first season, it was one of our last games of the season, and we had a reverse sweep against them because they beat us they were up 2-0, and we came back and won 3 sets, and that was, at the time, that was a really big win for us.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Last year we handled both pretty well, but that was just the step improvement from one year to the other. But I thought that match against Pineville was really big for us at the time, and really big for our program, the way they came back and fought and came back and won that game.
That's great. Look, being a new team, do you ever go in there and people will look at you on the schedule, oh, it's just Marksville, and then you take care of business and walk out and it's just Marksville?
Yes, literally every new team that we play, they think we're not going to be as good because we haven't played as long as them.
Right.
But whenever we do win games, they go to the Jamboree, say how good we are and how much we've really improved.
That's great. All right, so we'll wrap this up. It's wonderful. Tell us about when the Jamboree is and where it's going to be and the details about it.
So the Jamboree is going to be in Marksville, at Marksville High School. We're going to play four matches that night. We have 8 teams, all from Central Louisiana. Outside, there's 7 teams in Central Louisiana.
Okay.
Now
this isn't 4 o'clock in the morning, is it?
No.
Okay, because we're not going to make that one.
Yeah. So we're going to start at 4:30 at Marksville. We're going to have a match at 4:30 p.m., 5:30 p.m., 6:30 p.m., and we're going to have the nightcap at 7:30. We'll play Ash.
Okay.
But it'll be 7 Central Louisiana schools. There's Natchitoches Central, St. Mary's, Manny, Pineville, Ash, us. So there's one that I'm leaving off right now, Central Louisiana, Leesville, and also Northwest.
Okay.
So they're going to come to us because, like I said, that's kind of our 7 Central Louisiana teams. We needed a better team, and Northwest was looking for a Jamboree, so they're going to come to us as well.
That's a pretty good setup right out of the gate, because you don't see that as much in football. In the Jamborees, things get split up. Baseball, softball, you don't see it as much. That's so good for Central Louisiana, for the teams to all get together and play.
It is. It's going to be a big night. It's going to be an exciting night. It's going to be the first one in Central Louisiana, and I'm really happy that we're able to host such a thing, and hopefully it'll help continue to grow the sport. We're not the only team helping grow the sport. I know Mindy over at Natchitoches Central is doing a great job. She had her girls make it to the quarterfinals last year, and so there's other teams doing work and other coaches doing work as well to grow the sport of volleyball. And Olivia over at Pineville, she does a great job. So there's a lot of really good volleyball coaches in Central Louisiana, and they're all trying to do the same thing we're trying to do. We're trying to grow the game, and as you said, trying to catch up, especially with South Louisiana.
Right.
It's growing in North Louisiana, but it's really big in South Louisiana. And what a lot of people don't realize is at this point in time, there's more volleyball play in schools than there is girls basketball play in schools. It's grown that much.
All right, let me wrap my head around that too, because girls basketball has been around forever, and there are more volleyball schools playing now than girls basketball.
As of this reclassification, yes.
I think that's incredible, but it just shows you what a great movement it is, and the seeing more of it on TV has certainly helped, and it's something I think that technically you can get into, and I like that a lot. So looking forward to it. What's the date on it again?
August 25th. It's going to be on a Tuesday.
Okay.
And it's going to be again at Marksville. So hopefully we'll have some fans pack the house from all of Central Louisiana, and
we'd love to make our way down there for it.
I think last year, I think the girls would agree with this. Volleyball again across the state, you're trying to draw more interest and get more people in the gym. But I can tell you that our gym probably had as many people watching our games as anybody else that we played. So it's growing in Marksville for sure.
I know the kind of intensity that bring. I've seen a state championship run, that basketball team that just got put on. I know the kind of intensity. Is that how it is in the gym for volleyball?
Absolutely.
Yes, we have so many fans. We love all of our fans. Like, even when we have a bad game, they're like cheering us on.
Right.
Like, they help us a lot.
There's a lot of times in away games where like there's like more of our fans that go than the other team's fans. Our support
On your away
system
games.
is huge. We have a huge support system.
Coach, thank you for bringing everybody up here.
We
It's been a blast.
you having us, and you know, I know you guys do a great job of
Thank you.
really promoting all sports, and not only Central Louisiana. Y'all grown to
A lot of
bigger
miles
than
on the
Central
car.
Louisiana, and we appreciate you guys having us for sure.
Well, thank you. We've grown to follow volleyball the last 2 or 3 years with the ACEL organization that we cover in their state championships. Learned that the pole is out, where in baseball it's in. So I learned about the libero, all sorts of things. Can't wait to see a little bit more of it. Guys, if you're looking for something to do on August the 25th, make your way down to Marksville High School. It's going to be the first ever Central Louisiana Jamboree. 7 Senlot teams in Northwest out of the Opelousas area. You'll want to come out and check it out. It's 4:30, 5:30, 6:30, and 7:30. Come out and see these young ladies. Again, ladies, thank you all for coming in. And stay tuned, because you never know when the next edition of the Pelican Sports Report will be there. For the Marksville volleyball team, I am Doug Gant. God bless y'all and good night.